This is a market review for Monday, January 7th, 2025. Today was pretty much one directional price action until lunch. Then we hit a reversal and ended up retracing a decent part of the move we had made. I was expecting today to play bearish, maybe retrace to consecrate encroachment of this wick at least before playing bullish. This week, I would like to see a green candle at the end because of us taking a shallow sweep of this low here and then Friday having such a strong reaction out of it. Now, I do still think that Tuesday could retrace, take out this low, maybe touch this volume imbalance here, and then play bullish. But I am looking bullish for the rest of the week and possibly even coming back to use this here, this daily. Why can't I think of the word right now? Fair value gap as support or reclaimed bullish. So that's what I'm thinking on the daily. Hourly, as we can see, overnight session. So Asian and London pushed up, which was another factor into me thinking we were going to play bearish. And then New York opened here, and we just continued to play bullish until lunch right here. Then we started retracing what we had made earlier in the day, and then we came up to close the day. All right. Now on the 15-minute, let's bring some of these back into it. As you can see again, London session pumped, so I was expecting this right here to lead to a drop, which initially did happen, and it is possible that this, since all of this looks pretty well balanced down here, it's possible that this was enough for price in terms of a retrace to warrant playing bullish. Price, as soon as market opened, continued ripping up, had no interest in coming back to the opening range gap. But once lunchtime came around, we have a kind of a lower time frame. I think it's like a 5 minute or something like that. SMT between the two, between NQ and ES, and then price retraces there. Doesn't take out this low, but then crawls back up and looks to be moving horizontal until market will close. I was expecting us to, like I said, peel off lower here. I would have liked to see us return to this, possibly even this, because in my opinion, this is a very small wick, sell side wick on the weekly candle. I would have liked to rebalance this. Well, it's already balanced. I'd like to maybe revisit it, but now that I'm looking at it, there's really no need. All of this is balanced, especially with this balanced once, twice. I would still like to see this filled. If this candle did drop down here, that would have made me feel much better about playing bullish tomorrow. But we will again see what Asian and London session provide tonight before building a bias for tomorrow. In terms of arrays on the 15, there's just this one, which just gets wicked into it. Not that big of a deal, really, because first presentation was there anyways. Going down to the 5 minute, we can see, again, London, New York opened and started rounding, which is why I was expecting a drop. I would have expected a larger drop. Again, this is Monday of NFP week, so it is very much possible that I should have taken this drop in this big red candle here, because pre-market might be the time to trade on Monday of NFP week. That's something that I don't entirely remember if ICT said or not. But it is something that I will continue to look into. As you can see, market continues the bullish move and then hits this 15-minute fair value gap, which I forgot to mention. It's tiny. Again, it's a 15, so you're not going to see it here. But this whole thing is just an imbalance, and it was the one thing that was right where price turned around. So I marked it as hoping to find out how or just get more experience knowing which fair value gaps price will use in the future. So as you can see here, another SMT, this inverse fair value gaps on the 1 minute, and then price trickles down, retracing the work that it made in the morning. Here using a 5 minute during lunch, and then reacting off of this old first presentation, which is Thursday of last week's. And then once we hit that, price seemed to come up from that, and then we're just marking time until the market closes. I actually think the market is closed right now. So yes, this does make sense for a technically makes sense for a bearish day to retrace off the low, but we printed green, and so I'm just gonna let it be. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. So again, this was pre-market, not a whole lot going on. There is an SMT of these highs, which would have led me to taking this trade. I would have entered here. This is what the trade would have looked like if I was looking at the time. Stop would have been above here to allow price to fill this and go above it. And my stop would have likely been under this, which would have worked perfectly because as we can see, this candle's low is 21,642, and this one is 21,641 and 3/4. So that one barely would have done it, and that would have been most of the work would have been done in 2 candles after respecting this 1 minute. And then price reverses out of here, respecting a 1 minute order block. Market opens, and there is absolutely zero attempts to retrace back to the opening range gap. Just chop higher, creating first presentation. None of this is tradable. No gaps. It's just covering itself fully. I mean, even if I was bullish, this would have been a nightmare to find an entry on. We do end up getting an SMT at the highs, telling us that price is likely to go bearish for some time. That matching with it being lunchtime, I am expecting, since market had gone up, that for the lunch period, market will retrace, so go bearish since we were bullish this morning. This SMT and then this inverse fair value gap most likely would have been my entry after price closed below this low. My initial limit order would have been here because this gap was first, but then once price closed below here, right there, I would have moved if I could, because it would have been very quick. I would have moved my limit order to there. So this is what this trade would have looked like. I would have entered. We'll give it. I'm not going to get the perfect entry off that. I will put my stop above this candle, since this fair value. Actually, I could probably drop it here. Since this is a fair value gap right here, I want to put the stop above this candle. I would have most likely aimed for this low here, which, as we can see, would have worked just fine. As price was dropping, we saw another SMT form here, which would have been another pyramid, or if I didn't get into this first one, this would have been a spot for an entry, and then price is getting rejected and getting sent down by other fair value gaps. Heading down, we see first presentation, price clusters here, breaks through it, boom, boom, hits it, respecting consequent encroachment with the body closures, and then uses more fair value gaps to take a dive. We end up drawing back to this first presentation where we see another SMT during the last hour for price to push back up and close around equilibrium of this downward move here. Now, looking at that doesn't look like equilibrium, so let me remeasure it. It is. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, like I said yesterday, it depends what I see overnight. Price could see a larger retrace filling in this, or it could simply just play higher. We have not. Well, no, we have this drop here hit equilibrium. So as far as equilibrium is determined, or as far as that stands, because this is completely balanced, buy side and sell side delivery. The only thing that's unbalanced here is this, and we may have. I think we did tap into this by one tick there, but it's balanced. This could be a breakaway, and this could be being used as support. I would be okay seeing another retrace below these lows to fill in this before playing bullish for the rest of the week, but I would also be okay if price continued to march higher for the rest of the week, especially with NFP happening on Thursday and Friday. I am looking to get my trading out of the way by Wednesday because I would like to observe Thursday, Friday, because those are very more complicated days to trade with all the news and everything like that. So yes, this is Monday's markets. We will see what ends up happening tonight and whether or not price will offer us a trade